Like and subscribe. I've been watching videos by MGTOW, Men Going Their Own Ways, Sprinkle Sprinkle, Kevin Samuels videos, and I binge watched Kevin Samuels videos, and the only thing I disagreed with is about what his this 666 thing. I think that because I consider myself a high value man, but I've never made over $100,000 a year. 65, 70, yeah, but 100,000, no. But I think that where Kevin Samuels goes wrong is that he ignores the character of a man. He ignores what a man brings to the family insofar as spending time with the children and things of this nature. This thing about having women on the side as a man entertaining his options is BS. That time, if he's working all these hours to support his family, then he should spend time with his family, going on vacations, going to dinner. He should be there for after-school activities. He should be involved in his children's education. So don't just say that a man makes over $100,000 a year, he brings money home, and then he goes on about his business. Does not make him a high-value man in a marriage. And so I consider myself a high-value man. I'm 6 feet tall, 6 inches. But I bring myself to the table physically when it comes to raising my children. And after me and my wife divorced, and of course, as normal, she applied for it and then changed her mind and didn't want it. But I thought it was a good idea. And 3 years, and so I gave her the house, paid my child support, and because I didn't want to sell the house after the kids were grown and all this old kind of stuff, because I wanted her to have that home so that she could sell it. And I was looking out for her after the kids was grown, because she can sell the house, make some money, and then she would be comfortable. Didn't expect her to move some guy in, some Pookie Ray Ray, but she did. That didn't last long. Moved in another one. That didn't last long. Ridiculous. And then, like most women who realized the error of their ways, she wanted to, of course, get back with me. Not going to, and I gave some thought to it, but once gone, gone. So I got custody of my kids 3 years later. Now, and raised them and made sure they got through high school and had the opportunity to go to college. So now, let's get back into my relationship with my mother. And she had a masculine type personality, where her thing was, in my opinion, work and bring home the bacon. That was her thing. Then she married my stepfather, and she had 5 kids. So, and he wasn't very educated, and he needed her. I don't know, he probably would have been homeless without her. But he was smart enough to bring his money home, give it to her, and he had been in the military. And we were sitting at the kitchen table, and he was telling us how poor we were. And my mother said, no, we're not. And then about 2 months later, unbeknownst to him, she was using his GI Bill and she purchased a home. Something he never would have had on his own. And because of my mother's dominant personality, my introduction to women and relationships, I expected them to be somewhat like my mother, non-feminine, do it all on their own, so to speak. And when a man gets into a relationship with a woman with masculine energy, it is a business relationship. It becomes a business relationship because he's looking at her as he would look at a man the minute they get out of bed. The minute they finish this romantic evening, he's looking at her as he would a guy. And it's become a business relationship. Now, I knew I had to provide and protect, but to what extent did I feel I had to provide and protect? All the protection was up to me. But providing, I put too much weight, I believe, on my ex-wife. Because, now understand this, the difference between a man and a woman is that a man takes responsibility for what he did wrong. Women do not hold themselves accountable for what they did, for what they do wrong in a relationship. And I tried to have a conversation with my ex-wife about this. And the first thing she did was start blaming me for everything. When to be perfectly truthful with you, she was so far out in left field, it was ridiculous. And that just made me cut the conversation altogether and just say, forget it. So I felt most men, if they're in a relationship and the mother is feminine, in her feminine energy, and the father is in his masculine energy, then he is going to take care of car repairs. He's going to take care of car repairs. He's going to make sure that her car is running as it should run. He's going to do those things. But if a man grows up in an environment where the woman is masculine, and he's seeing his mother handle all these duties, then when he gets married, what is his example of a woman? He sees her masculinity. So he will take care of his car. Boom, 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 boom. And then when she has mechanical problems, he just figured, well, hey, my mother took care of it. Why can't she take care of it? He might do little things, but he's going to leave a lot of that responsibility to her. But when it came to home repairs and things of this nature, Johnny on the spot. But I should have been taking care of her car as well. But I was raised with a masculine woman. So am I guilty? As I look back, I wish that's the only thing I did wrong. It's the only thing. But I would take care of my car, and I can remember one time shining it up and doing this and doing that. And then her and her girlfriend took my car, my Cadillac, and they went to Geauga Lake in this dusty, dirty parking lot. And when she came back home, I had to do all those things over again. So it wasn't like she could, I mean, it wasn't like she could use my car, take my car anytime she wanted. But I should have been taking care of her car. That was my shortcoming. And that was my shortcoming. And there could have been other little things that I should have done with the relationship. Should have went grocery shopping with her. But I left all that up to her. A lot of little things I should have done, I didn't do. And that's what happens when a man is raised by a single mother. He doesn't give her all the masculine energy that she deserves. So when I started dating after our divorce, I dated women with a certain amount of masculine energy because that is what I was used to. But on the same token, I didn't want to be involved in a relationship with them because of their masculine personality. So I dated women for every 3 months. I dated different women. And high value man, when a woman sees you raising and taking care of your kids, that's attractive to them. Then I dated women with kids. And sometimes their kids spent the night with my children in the apartment building. They got to know each other. But after 3 months, if she says she loved me, as soon as 3 months, they always say they love you. And then boom, I'm gone. I'm gone. I had a master plan. Meet the woman at a club or whatever. Talk to them on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Set up a date. Go out with them on the next weekend. Talk to them during the week. And then the next weekend, the second weekend, invite them over for a candlelight dinner. Providing that my kids were over their mothers. If they come over for a candlelight dinner, they know what the situation's going to be. Date them for 3 months, dump them. Then when I got, and I did this for about 20 something years. I mean, the amount of women I dated was ridiculous. It even got to the point where some women would say, ask their friends, since I was kind of flirtatious, did you get your candlelight dinner? I mean, it was like so many women knew women talk, and they know your program. Even when I was married, my wife would be upstairs getting dressed to go out with her girlfriend, and her girlfriends would be downstairs in the kitchen hitting on me. And after we got divorced, did I sleep with a few of them? Yeah. They got their candlelight dinner. Some of them did anyway. Some of them complained about not getting their candlelight dinners. And a lot of these women over that 20-something year period were worthy, would have been good housewives. But I didn't see those qualities. I was always looking for that masculine type quality that I really didn't want. But I failed to recognize it. And I ended up letting go of a lot of women that would have been good wives. Would I have been a good husband? Hard to say. Because the simple fact that there's certain little things that I should be doing that a man does that I'm not akin to doing. I didn't see growing up. It would have been probably another business type of an arrangement. And see, for me, I like for the man I like to pay 70%, and I like the women to bring 30% financially to the relationship. And if a woman makes more money than me, then I'm not interested at all. And so that's how she made me and that's how she made me into Jerome, methodical. 3 months, going and I going to the next one. 3 months, going to the next one. Then when I got 52, just before I purchased my home, I decided I wanted to get married. But then again, I think that I was always looking for a certain amount of masculinity in a woman. Always looking for a certain amount of masculinity in a woman. And that's how she ruined me and turned me into a player. Then when I bought my house, jacuzzi on the deck, I went right back into that same scenario. And to a point where I don't even, the women that I have slept with and been with, I don't even remember their names. In fact, one situation happened where I dated the same woman twice. And when she came over, she told me, I've been over here before. Didn't even remember. No recall whatsoever. Walking through the park with one woman, then a woman walked past me, and I didn't even recognize her. And then we talk, I don't know, months later, she said, I seen you at the park. And I don't, no recall. I mean, a high value man, I'll say this, in accordance with this scenario. For a black man, for a white man, Chad, he makes $100,000 a year. For a black man, Jerome fits better. Because he knows how to handle his money. But in a relationship, once the sex is over with, it becomes a man-to-man relationship. Because he's used to masculine qualities in women. And if they don't exhibit a certain type of masculinity in a relationship, then he thinks there's something wrong with her. But see, the reason why I am a Jerome is because I take care of my kids and my responsibilities. These Ray and Pookies, they are looking for women to totally support them. And that's the difference between a Jerome and a Ray and Pookie, and a Jerome and a Chad. Because Jerome is a high value man based on the emphasis he puts on the family. So if you marry a man that was raised by a masculine woman, you're going to get two types. You're going to get the responsible man who takes care of family, but he puts too much. But the relationship is going to be like a business relationship. There's going to be romance, but it's going to be like a business relationship. Even though he's going to want to carry the large part of the load, there are things that he should do for his woman that he's not going to do. Then there is the Pookie and Ray who are just looking for another mother figure. Those are the two types of men that you're going to get when you're dealing with a single mother. Now, if it's a single mother, if the father is in his son's life, then you're going to get a Jerome. You're going to get a responsible man. But if the father is nowhere around, if the mother has prevented the son from being with his father, forget it. He has to have that man around. And then if you get a Jerome, I'm gonna tell you something about a Jerome. You can talk to a Jerome if you are intelligent. If you have the ability to communicate with a Jerome, you got it made, because he will change for the better. He will change for the better. If you let him know, hey, you should, if you tell him you should, I'm having a problem with my car. I need you to take it and have some work done on it. Or I need you to fix it yourself because you are my husband. And allow him to understand the fullness of his masculine responsibility. Allow him to understand, rationalize with him the fullness of his responsibility. You can even say, I'm not your mother. I can't do these things. I need you to do this or that. Talk to him intelligently, and then he will understand. But don't try to gangster him. And I'm going to tell you this. As I told you, a Jerome is financially responsible. He can date many different women, and they are hitting on him. And if he is, and I'm not being narcissistic, if he is as attractive as I was, you would be smart to keep your girlfriends away from him and develop a friendship between him and you. Use your feminine power to reshape the relationship, because he's already masculine. So use your feminine power to bring out more of his masculine energy, to not just protect, but to provide more and to wake up his sensitivity. You have to wake up his sensitivity. If he was raised with a dominant woman, then you have to raise his masculine sensitivity up to where he is more of a conscientious provider, and he recognizes your femininity. You're just going to have to do that. A Jerome is better than a Chad. I can guarantee you that, because it's well known that black men make the best fathers. So I'm into African spirituality. So like and subscribe and learn more.